Welcome back to another episode of Rep and Repeat podcast, guys. I am your co-host, Tommaso Abbattiscianni, and this is my lovely co-host,
Mattice.
If you think he's lovely, if you think that I'm lovely, leave us a subscribe, leave us a like, leave us a comment, right? Mm-hmm. Subscribe, please, to the Rep and Repeat podcast. Without you guys, we would have no desire to do anything this fun. Actually, that's a lie, because we are self-motivated and self-driven, so we don't give a fuck about anything, and we're gonna do shit anyway.
No, I got out of this. I'm super tired right now. He pulled me out of bed. He was like, Tom, we gotta go do this. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Unfortunately, we have to do our podcast a little bit earlier now, just for time constraints.
I don't blame us. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
it was smart.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, it was smart, because honestly, if my shoulder wasn't fucking, I'd go right to the gym after this.
All right, fair. So Tom has a shoulder issue, unfortunately, and that he's battling because he wants to be a Icelandic warrior and bench 500 fucking pounds.
Yo, you know what I pulled the other day?
What?
7 plates on T-bar row for 4 reps.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, 7 plates.
Do you hear this, guys? 7 plates for 4. This is why he's like dense. Like, I look like fucking 2D. He looks 3D.
No, dude, I can't even sit in chairs anymore. My back's like...
Really?
Yeah. The other day I trained with... So, this is where I hurt my shoulder. So, I'll give you a little preview.
Okay.
So, my sister came up from North Carolina. Now, my sister and I train exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Like, she'll push me. Well, this is the first time I've kind of went back to a normal, quote unquote, normal gym with equipment that does not made for guys like us. Mm-hmm. So I try to get into the shoulder press machine, and I get into it, and the other one I couldn't get my arm behind, so she had to get underneath it to push it up.
That's
so
crazy.
I could get my other arm.
You do need a massage, though.
Oh, bro, I need more than one. I've been getting cracked up by that cracker back there.
Yeah. Yep, he has been going to Greg. Shout out to Greg.
Greg cracked my neck.
Fixing your neck.
Dude.
Yep.
He hooked me up.
Good. I'm happy.
He's a good choice. The shoulder is, I will say, it's definitely giving me an issue for nothing.
Now, do you think that you rowing the 7 plates had something to do with the issue with your shoulder?
No, I don't know what it is. Okay. I don't think it's so. When I pulled the 7 plates, I pulled my neck. Okay. I noticed. That's why I went to Greg, and Greg fixed me that night.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was like to the point where I couldn't turn my neck more than like this far. Yeah. And then he fucking did his magic.
See, there's a risk and reward to these things. You pull like crazy and you fucking get super.
Yeah, if you're an asshole like I am, you're gonna get hurt.
You also need to take care of your body too, right? Like that's important.
I gotta be honest, I gotta get deep tissue.
You do need the deep tissue to open it up, you know?
I
sent you my guy a million times.
I know. Listen, at least went to the chiropractor.
Yes, which is a positive, right? Which is good.
So come on guys, I got one leg. I got one step at a time.
It's like slow and steady wins the race.
One step and then one shuffle. One step and one stuff.
But yeah, that's insane. 7 plates is fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I've been doing, I don't know, so let's do a little catch up. So let's go, we'll start off with your show.
That's exciting.
So, show was good.
To be honest, like I said, people ask how did it go. I'm like, it didn't go the way that we wanted it to go, of course, but we low-key knew that already. But I actually didn't feel like I had a bad time. I actually had a good time compared to the last show. I felt like dog shit the last show. I was like emotionally wrecked. But this show, I was more confident going on stage, even with like a not up to par physique as with the other competitors. Yeah. So it was just more of like just gaining my stage experience and like being out there in your thong and underwear and just. I mean, that's the fucking reality. As crazy as that sounds, but that's what people don't understand. That's a factor too. It's like you're going out there with your shirt off and your pants off to show who has the best physique. Yeah. So you're getting judged. It's like a male beauty pageant, really.
Let me ask you this question. What was one of your best parts about the whole the show? Because I slept over that night, which was good. We got to see what you look like. Because the morning you look very crisp.
I look crisp in the morning.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't know what. I do know what happened. Yeah. Usually shows start. He's usually on stage by 11 o'clock. 11. You didn't get on stage until 1:30.
1:30. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like that was one problem. Another thing is we had a lot of issues. Tommaso had switched his job, so that was a point where
we had a stall for 2 to 3 weeks in terms of probably fat loss.
Well, but you were also growing too.
I was,
which is very cool to see. Yeah. But it was also we don't need you growing now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We need to slow down the growth, Tiger.
Yeah, literally, because it's crazy how much little you have to eat and you still grow. That's why this off season is going to be so important. But what was one of your favorite parts about that process?
About the prep?
For the prep.
Honestly, the favorite part was probably just watching my body grow.
Yeah.
Like, we were making physical, muscular improvements week by week. You know, even if the fat was staying the same or whatever, but we were still getting leaner, obviously. But just the muscle growth itself, you know? And the best part about it was that I didn't really lose my strength towards the end.
No.
You know, that was one thing that's a good sign that I wasn't losing muscle, right? So that means that the diet that we were eating was fine. All that stuff that we were doing were fine. Could we have not... I think the last 2 to 3 weeks when my digestion got messed up, it was like 3 to 4 weeks out, was when we switched to, we tried to do like no carb.
Yeah.
Everything went sideways after that in terms of digestion. So then when we had the carbs back in, things were fucking, like I was getting constipated and it was just a mess. So we learned for next time, we're keeping the carbs in probably throughout the entire prep. Maybe even, my body works best on carbs.
Yeah, there's a couple of factors that, because I dug into this deeply in my head, and it's, you know, let's say this, it's funny how people are like, they call you right away, oh, you're switching coaches?
Yeah, so everything that we agreed on everything, right? Like, it wasn't like he told me what to do and I didn't agree with it or anything like that. No, like he made a decision and I said, you know what, I think that's best right now.
Yeah, we did. Listen, dude, we did everything we could do at that time frame.
We could do.
You know what I mean? Like, there was not much more. Like, the fact of the matter is, people don't know what life you actually took on. Like, from being an EMT to what you were doing. And let me give you this. Like, I'm gonna give you props. You were waking up at 4:30 in the morning, make it to Willowbrook at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
To take a bus into the city until 6.
12 hours.
And then fucking sit there all day, training people, you know, trying to prep, do all these things, then get home at like 7 o'clock at night.
Maybe cook meals if I needed to.
And then go from there. So again, like, and I think that also played a huge role where I said before, I should have said to you, hey, listen, take 3 days off the gym. Completely. Because you were already walking 12, 15,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
You know, I think we were just kind of like, and your calories weren't low. They were at like 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
But then it's like, anytime I try to push you low, you're like, Tom, we push me low. I'm not moving.
Yeah,
I physically see it. So I was stuck in a spot, and you were just like, we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's kind of like a good thing where it was like, we figured it out together. And then one thing I learned as a coach, coaching you hold a lot of water.
Yeah, and we learned that probably 8 weeks out from the show, when my estrogen was
through the roof.
When we were even taking an AI every other day, a half AI every other day, and my estrogen was still 111.
Yep. Well, that's the other thing too for even women. Like, I've noticed when you're looking to drop body fat, it's probably going to have to do with a lot of, and like you dropped your calories, you're already doing cardio, most likely it's going to be your estrogen.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I've noticed, because even myself, if I start taking an estrogen blocker, I'll start slimming out real fast.
Yeah, and you know, the one thing that we did realize maybe a little bit too late was the estrogen.
Yep.
Right? Because estrogen is going to hold water, and that water is going to hold on to fat.
Yep.
So that will slow down the fat burning process, which now that we learned that with my body specifically, I never knew that in general.
Yeah.
And it was something new that I completely learned.
So it actually plays a role.
The water really fucks with your fat.
Yes.
You know?
Well, it kind of plays a role. So with guys that hold a lot of estrogen, they grow better.
Interesting.
You know, like I've noticed that, like with a lot of Mediterranean people or just people that just have different ethnicities.
Yeah.
Like when you hold a lot more water, it's because you're able to grow more.
Yeah, you could push more.
Yeah.
Right? You could push more weight. I was just speaking to a client about this on the phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was hitting the sauna every day for like an hour.
Oh, wow.
And she's in her grow period right now, and it's like she's growing, but we're losing a lot of that water every day. So it's like, I don't want to see those fluctuations. Just keep the water that you have right now.
Completely agree.
You know, I told her to cut the sauna to 30 minutes 3 times a week, not 5 times a week for an hour.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because that's a lot of water being lost. And if you're losing that water, you need water to build muscle.
I'll be honest with you, I can't see, I'm not a big sauna person, but I can't see that being beneficial. For an hour?
For an hour is too much.
That's wild.
The max that I'll go is usually 30 minutes.
I was going to say 20 minutes.
20 minutes on average for most people. I'm pretty conditioned to it at this point because I was even posing in the fucking sauna during prep.
Of course you were.
I was just trying to just get so fucking lean. I push myself hard every single prep that I've done, and I know for a fact the way that I push myself these last preps, I don't think I'll ever have to push that hard ever again.
No.
To get lean.
No.
Maybe like towards the last 2 to 3 weeks, but not fucking 8 weeks out.
No. Well, the other thing is too, now you have a lot more muscle too.
That is true.
You know, and I think a lot of people make the mistake when they're coaching clients. Like, I had one recently, he was 230, and I got him down to 195, and he called, he's like, hey, can we jump on a phone call? I was like, yeah. He goes, I don't want to be below 200. He's like, that's a victim weight to me. And I was like...
It's not about mindset.
And I'm like, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably going to be 190 on stage, 185 on stage. Yeah. And he's like, well, then I'd rather go and do a build. A lot of people think they have a lot more muscle than they really do.
Yeah, that's pretty... It's pretty
and it's already hard enough to where it's already, okay, if you need this amount of calories because you're 200 pounds... Well, is that 200 pounds because you're 15% body fat, or 200 pounds because you're 8% body fat?
Correct.
Like, where do those calories really lie? So, like, when a coach is going into coaching somebody, they're going to give you this baseline calories and then adjust from there.
Yeah.
You know, so for us, to be honest, am I happy for the package we brought? Not for the day of, but the night, the morning I was happy with. I'll be honest with you.
The morning of, that was when I tagged you in that photo?
Yes.
That was crisp.
Yep.
All those were crisp.
All those.
I think that what we did wrong was... we should have known that maybe I wasn't lean enough, so more food wasn't going to be beneficial.
I knew that. I knew that.
We tried to do the filled out look.
I tried.
Because you know how I did that last show with the filled out look.
So that's actually great. I'm glad you actually asked that and said that, because I knew that morning that I couldn't keep feeding you, because it's only going to get to a point of spillover.
Yeah.
And I was trying to play the water manipulation game with you. And we, like I said, I truly believe and I'm not trying to blame this on anybody besides myself, if the show didn't start at 1:30 and it started at 11:30, you would have looked 10 times better.
100%.
Like, I there's no doubt, because especially like, I gave you a donut and I was like, yo, when you get to that door, and then they fucked your shit up.
We were by the door.
Yeah, they fucked you up.
Then they messed up the whole thing, so I was in line for the first group. For the second group. So there was the door here, or the stairs there, which was group 1, let's just say.
Yep.
And then I was behind the door, which was group 2, and I was the first one behind the door. So I was like, okay, so I'm in this group.
Yep.
And then they bring out the people on the stairs first.
Yeah.
And then they're like calling my name, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, I thought you guys told me over here, and they were like, yeah, we fucked up, so you're on now. And I'm like, I'm on now, and I had no pump because I was holding on to just like waiting just to like pump, because I know when you over pump, I don't look good either.
Yep.
You know, not that I don't look good, but you know, I didn't want to flatten out too quick.
Yeah, you flatten out
because
quick.
because I didn't have much food in me either. You know, so then I'm like, oh shit, I go up on stage. And I'm waiting, and I'm walking up the stage, and then they call my name. I'm like, because they didn't call my name right away. They called my name like 10 seconds after, and I was like, wait, am I even supposed to fucking be up here? And then, this is what threw me off, but this is a learning lesson for me. The other 2 shows I did previously, they called the mandatories all in normal rotation.
Yes.
This wasn't. This was front relaxed, then it was front double bicep, and then it was side chest.
It was?
Yeah, it wasn't quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right.
Holy shit, so and that's how we practiced for fucking 16 weeks.
Right, so that threw me off completely. They were just rotating us in different fucking posing. So that's something that I learned that I need to be more prepared for, because I was not prepared at all.
Yeah.
I was trying to like calculate things in my head, like, how am I going to do my normal transitions?
Yeah.
You know? Because I couldn't do my normal transitions. I couldn't do my normal side transition.
Yeah.
Like that. Because we didn't even hit a side tricep.
Wow.
I didn't even hit a side tricep.
And that's one of your best poses, too.
One of my best poses, yeah. So I was like, fuck, like, we did front double, and then mind you, another issue for the show was I should have gotten new trunks. My trunks kept falling. Bro. I used the same trunks for three shows, and my trunks were just fucking falling. I had the girl, shout out to the tanning girl, I forget her name, but she was so fucking nice. She extra tanned me. Nice. Because I told her my last show I was way too light, and she was super nice. She was like, you just have that dark skin complexion, that like olive dark skin complexion where you need more coats. Yeah. And so she took care of me for that, and then I had her, she actually glued oh, did she? She used the glue for my trunks on my waistband. Yep. But then when I started moving around, it didn't dry. It wasn't dry. Yeah. So I mean, it was still falling down, and I was fixing my trunks every fucking turn. Yeah. And it was just not. It was making me slow going into the poses, and it was just not ideal for being a professional.
Yeah.
So that's my failure on that part for not preparing with that, and my failure for not preparing with the posing routine.
Yeah.
Right? Not the routine itself, but the actual quarter turns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was totally thrown off.
I'll be honest, that was the first time I ever seen that then.
Yeah, I was very
You know?
confused because, like you said, we practice
Yeah,
quarter turn, but now we're gonna have to start
But like, can I
practicing.
tell you this? Like, have you noticed the shows are getting smaller and smaller?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
I think people are starting to get tired of paying so much fucking money
Yeah.
and not getting a chance to show their physique.
Yeah, because
Like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
the
The fact of the matter is, they started out. Bodybuilding started at 1:00, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like you can't, and that's like that
You know what
shows
the
that's a
problem
big
is?
boy
You know
show,
what the problem is that a lot of people do different classes.
and that's fine. But like, if you say if he's gonna start 11,
Yeah, I agree.
there's no
I
fucking.
agree.
There's how many times is your standing run late?
I mean, bro, being punctual is number one. fucking
Especially
thing. If
with
you're-
bodybuilding.
If,
Yeah,
you're,
I'm-
if you're a professional in anything, you show up on fucking time.
Yeah.
I heard one of the judges was getting fucking coffee at Starbucks at like 11:30.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. I'm like, aren't these supposed to be like professionals? Like, what are we waiting for?
My thing is this: if this is your first show, like these guys do this all the time. And
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
I think that they really need to get more punctual, and not because
Yeah.
of my coaching
I
or anything
agree.
else.
It needs to
Just
be more
because like
punctual.
the athletes are dying.
But can I say this? They're phenomenal. They're a phenomenal organization. But I mean, the people that they hire, like, maybe are not good enough.
Yeah.
The expediters are good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, they're pretty good. Like, I like the people behind the stage.
Yes.
But I don't know what's going on in the crowds and in the stands and in the booths outside.
Yeah.
That could be throwing off the show on the inside.
I don't know,
Who
bro.
knows?
It's got a lot to do.
Who knows?
I
But
think
it's
they
very
gotta get this
stressful
shit
when you're
together.
behind it. It's not
Well,
really.
think about this. It's like if you need to be punctual in this
Yeah.
because like people are dying.
Yeah, people are literally dying.
Like I'm not trying to be an asshole, but
People
like
are dying.
you
Literally.
gotta remember there's either Lasix in these people,
Yeah, they're losing
diazides,
no
they're
water.
dropping water.
Yeah.
Then you're trying to carve them up, and then I feel horrible for the women because the women they gotta wait till fucking 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I give them credit. They have no water in them.
Nothing. Because then what do you do in the morning with them?
No,
You don't feed them. Like you kind of feed them a little bit because
They were still doing bikini at like 1:30. 2:30.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, my
The show didn't end until like 4:30.
Bro, I know. And then you guys got back on
And then
stage
you
at
got
5:30.
Yeah, but then they wasn't really on stage at 5:30. Finals, I think, moved a little bit faster, right? Because it's a little bit quicker. There's no pose downs.
No.
It's just like you get your reward and shit.
And
like
again, the
that.
show wasn't that busy, but it was.
I had a good time.
I did too.
I had a good time, especially on the first show that we did together.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever do a burger and fries. I don't think. Again, I'm so grossed out from the cold burgers, and it just fucked up my gut.
Yeah.
My gut was annihilated.
Yeah. I think if it was a fresh burger, you'd been better.
It would have been, yeah.
But I
we
think
can't.
it just-
we
it
made
was-
a mistake, Tom and I. We were like, we're just two fucking bros that we were like, yeah, we'll just leave the fucking burgers and fries overnight in the hotel room.
Yeah, we fucked. Well, it wasn't. Well, your refrigerator didn't work.
It didn't work either, right? But I wasn't gonna put it in there anyway.
I was, yeah.
We weren't
I didn't
gonna put it in there
To be
anyway.
honest with you, I didn't think about it.
I didn't think about it, but it did make an impact on my gut.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Because I had the worst stomach
after you ate that
pain.
burger,
Yeah, and mental fog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the brain. You saw me in between prejudging and
Yeah,
finals.
you were done. You were done.
Fog. Yeah.
You were done. You were just like, listen,
Yeah.
I'm done here.
I'm tired.
Yeah,
I was
we
like-
posed and then you
I
were just
felt
like,
burnt out.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I felt burnt
Because
out.
you didn't even stay that night, right?
I didn't stay on at the hotel.
Yeah.
No, I didn't sleep there.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I was too fatigued. I was
Absolutely.
like, I just want to sleep.
So as a
in my
coach,
bed.
I learned a couple of things. I think that doing the sleepovers is great, especially when trying to peak somebody.
Yeah.
I had done it with Bill, and I thought it was a fantastic.
Only issue was, do you remember this issue?
Oh, my snoring?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I needed to fucking grab the headphones to put over my head.
Yeah, I fucked up.
To go to sleep. I was like, this guy is dying. I felt bad for you more than anything. I was like, there's no way he's getting actual rest right now.
No, so I just got a new mask.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I had to.
Okay,
yeah.
good. It's worth it, I'm sure.
It's definitely worth it.
Well, you
when you
know-
have CPAP, guys, you better.
I was told that I snore a lot too, but I was speaking to somebody and she was telling me that she got her tonsils removed because she snores, and I have really big tonsils.
Do you?
So yeah, it's not because I'm overweight or too heavy. Like
Yeah.
I just think that I snore because of my tonsils might be too big.
Oh, so
Because you could see my tonsils when I open my mouth, and that's not normal.
Yeah, but you don't do tonsil surgery. It's horrible.
I know, and that's the only side. That's
Like,
the
I'll
only
be
thing
honest,
that
I'd rather do a CPAP machine all day long.
that's the only thing that I was
look like Darth Vader.
I don't want to do. Yeah, which is fine, you know.
But I felt bad for that because I didn't realize. Because usually I'll wake myself up.
This guy, he was woken up. You should have seen him. He was sitting upright, fucking snoring. No, I'm serious. Like, you got up and you were snoring, like, and then you moved.
Bro, that's why
I was like, there's a demon in this guy.
That's why I smoke weed, is just so it does shit to sleep. It does.
Yeah.
But then I don't really get.
We didn't want to smoke that night.
No, then I don't really get sleep either.
Yeah, you should have just smoked that.
But I should have brought my fucking CPAP machine. Yeah. My apologies.
It's fine. I still got sleep. We
broke it out.
Still woke up crisp. So I was like, whatever. You know, we lost like 10 pounds overnight.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Well, we got sushi beforehand.
Yeah, that was good. Next time I'm eating more.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you didn't.
I was scared because you know what?
So I tell this guy, I'm like, bro, you're flat. Like, we gotta fill you out.
I had 4 rolls, right?
Yeah, 4.
4 or 3?
Yeah, 4 rolls, and I'm like, bro, that's not gonna be enough.
Yeah.
No, this is good. As I just fucking spent all you can eat, and I'm like thinking this guy's gonna go in.
I was scared.
And then he fucking. I started learning his body even more when I started feeding him more, and I'm like, oh, he's just getting better and better and better.
That's what's happening with one of my clients right now,
bro.
We cut him down for a while, and then he was just looking so flat and empty, and he was like, I feel great though, and I'm like. He's like, what can we do more to start cutting more? I'm like, no. We're already at like 2,200 calories. Like, how much more can we pull from him? So I started feeding him more, and now he's literally dropping weight weekly, 2 pounds a week. That's 2 weeks. I'm like,
sometimes how it works.
Some people, and then he holds a lot of water too. So what I started to do with him is he's taking a full AI every 2 times a week. Oh, good. Yeah. And his physique transformed.
It changes the game.
You know,
there's a supplement, especially for women, dude. I really think a lot of women should pick it up. It's called Embrace. And
it's by, we put it on here.
Yes, Embrace by Astroflave.
Yep.
Amazing. If you women are looking for something that's going to regulate your hormones as well as to control estrogen, change the game. You know, it's definitely something I would suggest.
So overall, it was a great learning experience.
Oh, it was amazing.
Show, you know, and I can't complain.
You know,
everything went really the way that it was supposed to be. We knew that we could have been leaner, and that's where I was scared, because I knew that I could have been leaner on, like, with the sushi, right? Like, if I was fucking peeled to the bone, I would have fucking been housing that shit.
Listen.
And that's the next show. It's gonna be peeled to the bone. Like, it's
exactly. Listen, we learned so much.
Where we could have that room.
I'm gonna say this as a coach. Just a couple of things that I can say is that number one is, like, I have to start to not I have to start. With Tommaso switching his job, I didn't realize how many steps he was actually doing. So I'd ask him, and some days it would be like 8,000, others it would be like 20,000.
I'll be honest, the steps weren't just regular, like, walking around the house steps.
No, there was like, you were in the city.
3,500 of those steps to 4,000 of those steps were actually moving city blocks pretty fast because I want to get the fuck home or I just want to get to my job.
Yeah.
So they were like cardio. It was like 10-minute bursts of cardio twice a day.
I should have told you, and I even say this now because this happened to one of my other clients. I should have said, hey, listen, let's take 3 days off of nothing. Let's not do anything.
Yeah.
You know, let the body and the cortisol levels drop. You know, we forget because we're so in this, like, let's keep going. And then if I even tell you, like, hey, let's take a day off, you're like, no, fuck that. And I'm like, no, we need to.
Yeah.
So it's like this double-edged sword. Again, everybody thinks that every coach is going to know everything, and it's not the case. Everybody's body's completely different.
Yep.
You know, I think it's funny when clients are like, oh, well, you know, like, you got to go to another coach. It's like, you didn't give that coach time.
Yeah.
You didn't get like. It's not like we had it. It's not like we didn't try everything we could.
And that's what bothers me with the bodybuilding industry, right? It makes a bunch of pussies. They're like, oh, I didn't do good my first show with this coach. You got to move on.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
It's the sad world.
The same way. Yeah. The same. Listen, I could hire a Hani Rambod.
Yep.
But he might not even fucking know my body right away.
Well, the thing is, what is he going to tell you?
I'm sure that he has a million clients that don't see the fucking limelight.
I was going to say, that's how they always go, bro.
So it's like, how many other people have used him and failed?
But it shows you how shallow this industry is, too.
Exactly.
Because, like, look at Matt Jensen. Matt Jensen makes a couple of mistakes,
Yeah.
and then everybody hates him.
Everybody, yeah. That's
Like,
not
come on, everybody was sucking this guy's dick for years, bro.
Years. That's not.
And then he makes fucking 2 mistakes. And again, I don't think necessarily he made a mistake with Sean Clarita. I think he just brought him in more field, which he did. Which is going to bring a smaller look in general.
Yeah.
And then Nick Walker, I think the Nick Walker situation is something more that has to do.
I think that it has something to do with stress.
I think there's more that has to do with that than it has to do with his actual coaching.
Correct.
And then, you have Quentin the Beast that was coming out. I mean, Quentin maybe had a problem with him. And that's fine. But when you start blasting people and it's like, dude, homeboy took full advantage and was like, listen, I tried my best. It is what it is.
Yeah, he took accountability.
But then nobody can give anybody that kind of... Because you have to remember, these guys have hundreds of clients. You think all these clients see the limelight? No, stop.
Well, they still have a Team Jansen. They have Cam Jansen still.
Which they should, because realistically, because at the end of the day, like, you make a couple of mistakes during a prep doesn't mean that your fucking career is over.
Yeah, I know. It's
you know what I mean?
Like,
like,
I'll say one thing, right? And we spoke about this too. You got to be a fucking idiot as a professional athlete like Quentin. You're a full-grown fucking professional athlete. You're a man. Own up to your fucking body too.
Yeah.
Like,
no, something's wrong.
You see your fucking body shrinking.
Yes.
Why don't you talk to your coach? Are you that fucking stupid?
I'm sorry. I'm completely agree.
You can't be that naive to what's going on. Like,
completely.
Speak up. You could blame everybody, but you're not blaming yourself, and you look like a coward.
Well, it's just like you said to me. We were here.
I don't appreciate people like that.
Me too, because like you even said you were like, Tom, listen, I don't think we're gonna be in shape. I'm like, we're not.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 3 weeks out. We're not.
But we knew that.
But we're gonna bring in great strength. Your structure and your size.
And you know what he said? That person. I'm not gonna say his name. He said that you would have won the show with just your shape and your structure.
What did I say?
I was conditioned.
Completely
he
agree.
said that everybody in the stands would have agreed.
And I agree with him.
And I agree too. And we knew that though, so we were just playing like that testing.
I was honestly, dude, at that point, like, we were like, I'm not going to back out the show.
Fun, fuck it.
I just think it was good that we got to bring this out because I think a lot of people like.
People take it too seriously too. Just fucking have fun.
Well, the other thing is too, like, I know people that have been doing these shows and they don't get anywhere.
Well, look at the kid that he did 19 shows.
19 shows.
Like, wow, you're still not a professional.
And you're not a pro. Because you guys, preps take a lot away from your life. So, like, say you have 100% life.
19 shows.
Bro, you're taking, like, let's say 5% away from your life every time you do that.
Yeah.
But I like I said, one thing I learned was, and I think this is a good recap, one thing I learned as a coach was, like, sometimes take a step back and go, like, you need rest. Yes. Like, full rest.
Yes, full rest.
Another one is watching water manipulation in the sense of, like, estrogen buildup.
Correct.
Especially going into the show, and it's hard when nobody has insurance anymore.
Yeah.
Or getting blood. It's fucking $400.
No, it's actually cheaper now. It's $150 on Merrick Health, so there's no excuse for anybody.
All right, perfect. That's even better then.
Yeah. For a basic panel.
Then there you go. But again, I think it was a really good show. I think, like I said before, with the way your shape is and how much you're growing, again, were you going to be at the top of 198? No. If you were shredded, you'd have been 185.
Correct.
So like now this just gives us time to grow into that 188 class. And to be honest with you, with your new gym, the new equipment, the new gear,
we're taking the win next year.
This is going to be this is the next level.
100%.
Completely agree.
I'm telling you guys right now, we are winning the next show that we do.
1,000%.
Guaranteed, hands down.
Completely agree.
I'm just sorry to break it to everybody that's watching this that may be competing against me, but this is just a different level now.
Yeah.
And I think that we've had our fun with experimenting and trying things, and not even experimenting, because we didn't even experiment like that.
No.
It was just more of like, we know what we need to do, and now let's just continue to stay on this straight path and really push what we know that works. Now. And that's it. So what he said, what he learned as a coach, I'll say that I need to practice my posing more in terms of like being ready, and basically just, I think that every day is a learning experience. We're always going to learn each show too.
Yeah.
But the posing, and I think that just like the food and stuff like that, the dieting, giving the body rest, I think those are the things that we could take home for this next prep.
Completely.
And we're not even going to plan on picking a show until I'm like lean enough.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
And big enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and big enough.
Like, I don't want to be playing around with nothing.
No. I got to at least hit a very big, good off season.
We gotta put some size on.
This off season, when it starts, it's going to be, I would say we're probably going to start in about a month.
Yeah.
Really push it.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just like health phase. Health phase. I'm still running trend.
I love it. Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
Deuces.